I think that's everything we can attack with. Sean's got something. I don't like this. Mirror Weave. Each creature becomes... Oh, they're going to... Wow, he's going to make them all O2s. Fantastic.
Today on Commander Replay, we check out this Sythis Harvest hand deck and see if we can storm off with a bunch of Stax pieces. Next on Commander Replay. Help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipaTX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Sythis Harvest Hand, a storm of Stax today. Take a look at this opener. We've got one land, Wild Growth, Cultivate Kodama's Overgrowth. That's pretty silly. I'm going to keep that. We only need to find a second land, and things are absolutely ridiculous. And even our worst case scenario is turn 1 Wild Growth, turn 2 Sythis, turn 3 either Rest in Peace or Sterling Grove, draw a card. God, this looks wild. Today's deck list today comes to us from Patreon supporter Jared, and this thing looks pretty nasty. I told opponents I'm expecting it to be pretty miserable, so bring a deck accordingly. We won the die roll, so we're going first. Well, there's the second land that we need. Yeah, this is going to be pretty wild. Play the Savannah. Play the Wild Growth. Pass like that. So we're playing Sythis Harvest's Hand. So we see a land tax coming in for opponent. It's a 2-mana 1/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Pretty wild. It is a 2-mana value engine and just does ridiculous things. With a deck like this, you can be easily out of control by turn 4 or turn 5. This card is way undercosted for what it should be. For being a commander, having permanent access to the Enchantress effect, it should be at least 3 or 4 mana. Brings back to our turn. There's a Cryptolith Right. Interesting. Play the Blighted Woodland. We'll just go straight for the Cultivate right here. Get a Plains, get a Forest. Drop one into play. And we'll pass like that. Take a peek at what our opponents are playing today. First up is Sean piloting Ranar the Ever Watchful. 4 mana, 2/3 Flying Vigilance. The first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your hand, or a spell or ability you control exiles 1 or more permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 White Spirit. I do believe that that ability is slightly bugged and will probably trigger slightly more often than it's supposed to. Next up in the middle, we've got Fish Said Fish piloting Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. This is going to be a discard deck. Now, Fish asked me before the game, like, is discard cool since you're playing something kind of nasty? I'm like, yeah, it is, but the fact that we have card draw in the command zone, I think still favors us so much more than everyone else. Onboard draw effects, like many of the ones you find in green, are really good at counteracting discard. So we'll see how that goes. Opponent gets themselves a Liliana's Caress. Yeah, that'll be terrible. And Asgard plays Radical Idea, draws a card. And that'll bring it back to our turn. Well, there's a Reliquary Tower. We're probably going to be needing that in pretty short order here. We can go get our commander, cast a Kodama's Reach, get 2 more lands, put the Forest into play this time. And we have ramped. Here's what's crazy about this one is that we didn't use any mana rocks to do it, particularly the expensive ones. Wild Growth, super easy card to get, into a Cultivate and a Kodama's Reach, all very affordable. And we are roughly in the same place that we'd be with a Mana Crypt start in some other deck. Yeah, green's pretty good. Pretty good. Opponent's got a Signet and an Arcane Signet. Follows that up with Stonebinder's Familiar. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Only triggers once. Is that really necessary to put the restriction on it? Doesn't seem that necessary. Like, it's hard enough to put cards in exile that it could just gain +1/+1 for each of them, I think. Yeah, there's a Kroxa. What do we need to do? Each opponent discards a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land loses 3 life. We'll discard a Plains. Liliana's Caress is going to trigger. I think Rest in Peace. Does that shut off Liliana's Caress? No, it doesn't care about graveyard. It just cares about discard. Kroxa goes back to the command zone. Yeah, everyone discards a card. Vega the Watcher coming into play. Vega being piloted by Asgard Iron. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. So I think this is also going to be... They said that, well, if both of us are playing miserable decks, then they're going to throw blue-white control into the equation. Fantastic. There's an Exploration God. This is going to be a turn. Turn 4. Here we go. Play a Reliquary Tower. Play Overgrowth. Gain a life, draw a card. It's a Burgeoning. Play Sterling Grove. There's a land. Got 4 mana left. That is enough to go rest in peace. There's a Fabled Passage. Graveyards are off. 2 mana left. We can go... Let's go for the Exploration. There's an Argothian Enchantress. Fabled Passage. Could go, yeah, Burgeoning, I guess. Cast Burgeoning. Smothering Tithe. Drop in a Kroxa Verge. Add Insult to Injury. Poke Fish for 1. Land tax trigger for opponent. Burgeoning trigger. Drop in the Fabled Passage. Spectral Shepherd. Here's a peek at the deck list. Very low mana curve. Lots to do at 2, lots to do at 3, even a lot at 1. Quite a few 1-drops in this deck. Yeah, White-Green Enchantress just has an embarrassment of riches. Crazy stuff. We got an Aetherflux Reservoir in here. Gives us a way to close it out. A little bit of control up here at the top. Approach the Second Sun. Yeah, there's our win condition. I don't even know what that does. Probably crazy things. 2/2 coming our way. We deserve it. No blocks. Burgeoning trigger, but we are out. No lands. Mind Stone coming in. We're going to crack this Fabled Passage. Get a Plains. We can sacrifice with Sterling Grove. What might we get? Sigil of the Empty Throne is fun. A card that I've always wanted to use, and I don't really play Enchantress at all, so I've just never gotten to use it. Yeah, maybe we're doing that. That could be kind of fun. Rotting Rats. Each player is going to discard a card. Cryptolithrite probably, although Cryptolithrite is card draw, but this is also card draw, so... Do we honestly even need Smothering Tithe mana? Smothering Tithe... You know what? I'm going to discard the Smothering Tithe because it slows the game down a lot. We already have so much mana. We're going to have so much more by the end of our next turn. We are in a weird position where, as good as Smothering Tithe is, just don't even care that much. And we're going to exile it just so we don't have to deal with the triggers. Liliana's Caress gets everyone for 2. The Rotting Rats. It's going to bring it to our upkeep. We'll crack the Sterling Grove, even though the protection is nice. I'm just going to try to speed things along right here. Get Sigil of the Empty Throne. Draw Sigil of the Empty Throne. Play this Enchantress. Mystic Reflection. Choose target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures enters the battlefield, they become copies. Disappointing. Oh, God. It's going to make everyone discard, too. Ugh. Such a weird card. Yeah, the Enchantress. Going to get turned into a Rotting Rat. Not ideal. Not ideal. Discard the Cryptolithrite. Will slow us down a little. We were expecting to draw a bunch right here, and now we could actually just run out of gas. Theoretically. Or at least not be as crazy as we were going to be. So I was planning to get this in and then cast a couple enchantments and, get a bunch of 4/4s and do that whole thing, but... yeah. Liliana's Caress triggers. Get the Sigil in. Let's use this thing. Do that. Get the Sigil. Draw a card, gain a life. Plains isn't what we were looking for. I was hoping to get another enchantment to keep things going, but... Play the Plains. Crack this Kroxa Verge. Get a Temple Garden, and... Oh, we just get... Why'd we only get... Oh, whoops. Well, I totally messed that up. Oh, there we go. No, got nervous. Got nervous there for a second. There's our second land. No good attacks. We'll pass. I mean, the good news is we're empty-handed now, so... Kroxa and discard doesn't impact us that much. Though I think it is, what, a 6/6? Yeah, that's a little scary. We do need to find an enchantment off the top. Hopefully a couple. 2/2 our way. 2/2 our way. Yep, it's going to be a hit for 4. Sean leaving up all his mana. That's 7. Could be a Rift. Rift would not be the worst thing because then we can recast our stuff and draw more cards. Fish having no red mana currently. Gaia Reach Sanitarium. I guess they can still get us with that. Plains we do not need. Discard a Plains. Hopefully the next card is something impactful. 3 more triggers. Exile the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Love it. Burning... What is this? Looks like it's probably out of Portal 3 Kingdoms. You destroy 4 lands you control, then target opponent destroys 4 lands they control. Then it deals 4 damage to each creature. What? Never seen that one. Scry 2, draw a card, flashback. Yep. Reliquary Tower is also really good Rift protection. Brings it back to our turn. There's an enchantment. Fantastic. Cast the Sanctum Weaver. Sythis and Sigil trigger. Opponent said they put their cards back in the wrong order. Whoops. Sanctum Weaver coming in. We drew a land off the top. Not really where we wanted to be. Play the land. Crack the Blighted Woodland. Keep trying to pull lands out of the deck. Get 2 more lands. Pass like that. Turn 6, we have 11 lands in play. Plus 3 more from our enchantments. So that's 14. And then when we untap, we'll have the Sanctum Weaver for even more than that. A board wipe would be bad because all of our stuff would get exiled. And this one's really important. This thing will let you win a game in a hurry. It's almost infinite mana. Megrim, yep. It'd be really painful to discard now. Oh, fish does have a mountain. It just looks weird. It's one of these out of, one of these weird looking ones. Thought it was a swamp. Worn Power Stone for opponent. Yeah, they need mana. Back to our turn. Ah, another land. Ouch, play the land. Not what we were looking for. We got a 4/4 that we can attack with. Attack fish. Well, this thing doesn't have vigilance. These aren't the vigilant 4/4s. You know what? We probably should have went Luminarch Ascension, honestly. Although, opponents would just attack us a lot. Rattle Chains. You know, maybe we could have left that 4/4 back for blocks. I did think it was vigilant, though. Forgot that that wasn't a thing yet in Alara. Ranar the Ever-Watchful. That was all at the end step because of Rattle Chains. Land tax. They have an Emeria with a land tax, so I guess we still have the Rest in Peace, but theoretically, if the game goes long enough, they'd be able to get the Emeria online. Everything our way. Yep. Just going to go ahead and take. Yeah, messing up our second Enchantress really kind of got us. Where is it? That one right here. Drawing double would probably allow us to really just get out of control. Find the next big thing that we need and just kind of storm off. Right now we have all the mana in the world and just nothing to do. The discard did matter too because we would have had a couple extra enchantments in there that could have played. Tergrid, oh god. Rest in Peace shuts that off, I think. Non-token permanent discards, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Yeah, it'll all get exiled, so hang on to that Rest in Peace. Mox Tantalite. Mask. Oh god. Oh god. If a player would draw a card, that player exiles that card face up. Each player may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled with Mask this turn. Means that you can't really have cards in your hand. They can only ever be like Impulse Exile, which isn't great because we have 0 cards in hand. Brings it back to our turn. Flicker. Oh god, that's a Flickering Ward. Yeah, that's a card that we want. Cast that on our commander. Sigil trigger. Sythis trigger. This is probably how we win the game. Cleansing Nova. Choosing blue, I guess. Bounce the Flickering Ward. Recast the Flickering Ward. Sythis. Sigil. Mesa Enchantress is going to be a good pickup here. Cast the Mesa Enchantress. Should we blow up artifacts? No, it gets artifacts and enchantments. Enchantments would be bad. Enchantments would be very, very bad. Yep, keep doing the Flickering Ward thing. Always yes to that. There's a Sun Titan. Sun Titan not helpful with Rest in Peace. Cast the Dryad. Sphere of Safety is a card. One that we probably need kind of badly at this point. Play the land. How much mana do we get with this thing? Yeah, let's add a bunch of white. That's 10. Can we hold out just a little while longer? No, I'll just do it like this. Sphere of Safety. Another land. Play the command tower. Oh god, that's Stony Silence? Do we have artifacts? Doesn't look like it. Cast the Stony Silence. That's a Teferi's Protection. Well then. That's probably game. Miri's Guile. Whip Silk. Enchanted creature has reach. Oh, it's another blink one. Yep, things are getting pretty wild. Still have land play left. Play the Command Beacon. Play the Ghostly Prison. Heroic Intervention is also a card. Cetessan Champion is also a card. There's the Avamai. I think we played all of our lands. That's unfortunate. Although, that one does slow the game down. Play this Whip Silk. Just put it on that thing. And that'll probably be the end of everything we're doing here. Mask messing us up pretty good, though. We'd have access to all these cards, and now we don't, so. Oh, there's the Ether Flux Reservoir. We can just end it with that, I think. 11 spells cast this turn. Oh, we're low on mana, though. Oh, I don't think we have the mana for it. Oh, that Cryptolith Rite is gone. Yeah, I wonder if I did use that too early. Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, I guess we still just kill everyone with angels. Force of Vigor is a card that, oh man, we're not going to be able to use it. Wow, yeah. Yeah, Mask messing us up a little bit. We'd have the easy win right there. It's a pretty nasty card. Beginning of combat, go to combat. Who do we have for attackers? Just those 3, huh? Sean's got something. That's the overloaded Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, we'll Teferi's Protect that. Prefer to not have to go through all those triggers again. And everyone else is going to get crushed. Sean still has a bunch of open mana. That's not great. Rift is down, but I wonder if he's got another bounce everything spell. There's Liliana's Caress coming back. That being the case, I'll probably try to take out the other 2 players. Although, don't have enough to kill both. Megrim coming back. It's unlikely that opponent will get Mask back, I think. But the other thing, too, is that even if they cast it, then we just kill them, and then we do all the stuff in the second main. There's Vega coming back. Does this deck have a Concordant Crossroads? It does not. Moves back to our turn. Miri's Guile. Helpful. Take a look. Azusa, Eidolon of Blossoms, Soul Ring. Soul Ring on the bottom, Azusa, then Eidolon. Draw the Eidolon. Cast the Eidolon. I wonder if there's like an overrun or something in the deck. Not seeing one. Blind Obedience gives us a way to kill everyone, is what that does. There's an Authority of the Consoles. Play the Blind Obedience. Return to Dust is a card. Idyllic Tutor. What does Idyllic Tutor get us that can like help us close it out quickly? That makes spiders. Makes 2/2s. It kind of just appears to be more value. There's a Luminar Extension if we really need it. There's a Wrath of God. Play a Plains. Play a Soul Ring. Extort. Authority of the Consoles. Do a bunch of things. Oh god, it's freaking out. Pay the Extort. Luminar Ascension. Play the Forest. Cast a Fertile Ground. We're down to 34 cards in our library. That is interesting. We could draw from an empty library before we actually get everyone with Blind Obedience. Since we're drawing like 4 a turn here, it's kind of a thing. So I think I may actually hold off on this Blind Obedience plan for a little bit. We dinged everyone for a little. Hall of Helios Generosity. Yep, we've done things. Play the Hall. Let's go to combat. Fish. God, we didn't even use the Sanctum Weaver. I think that's everything we can attack with. Sean's got something. I don't like this. Mirror Weave. Each creature becomes... Oh, they're going to... Wow, he's going to make them all O2s. Fantastic. Oh, you want what we could do? Crap, I already passed the turn. We could dig for Approach the Second Sun, is what we could have done. So we could have just won it right there, but... I guess opponents are going to get an extra crack at it. I forgot that was in the deck. Burgeoning Land. That's a Dismantling Wave. That's actually not amazing. He cycled it. We're going to return this thing to our hand. Return this thing to our hand. And watch the... we got some mana to our name. The only instant we have is that. Yeah, watch our board get crushed. I guess we still have creatures. I've really come around on Dismantling Wave. For a while I was using Heliod's Intervention. Now I'm starting to shift more to Dismantling Wave. Dismantling Wave is better early. And just less mana intense overall. So if you have a lot of other things to be doing with your mana, you're not in a green deck, then Dismantling Wave can make a lot of sense. And occasionally, late in the game, you just cycle it. And you can crush an Enchantress or an Artifact deck pretty easily. So we lose a lot of stuff. It all goes into exile. Not ideal. Still have all our 4/4s, though. As long as we can hold those, then. Raven Form on the Mesa Enchantress. Yeah, I can't do much of that. That'll get exiled. Just need to dodge the board wipe. Should be all right. That was a really interesting use of Mirror Weave, by the way. Really interesting card that you just don't see that much of. Doesn't show up that much anymore. Pretty crazy, though. Tergrid coming back. Yeah, Tergrid's one that makes me nervous. Definitely going to take Fish out if we have the opportunity. Mox Tantalite coming in. Vega's going to draw a card. Behold the Multiverse. Scry. Then they draw a card. To the Mirror Weave, Fish said, I like being in a pillow fight. Yeah, basically what happened with our giant attack. I feel pretty good about this one, though. Only 2 mana up from our opponents, so we should be able to get some people out of the game here. Opponent discards the Tergrid. Don't love it. Oh, God, it's the Uba Mask. That's a good play on their part. Yeah, it means we need to kill them before we really do anything. Brings it back to our turn. Darksteel Mutation is a card. Yeah, let's just go to combat. We'll leave a 1/1 back. Seems like a good idea. Where did our commander go? Did it die? Oh, it's an enchantment. Yep, it died. Asgard should go down here. I don't know if Fish will. I didn't do the math. Fish survived at 2. That's unfortunate. Play the land. We're at 44 still. Play Luminarch Ascension. Cast our commander. Play Flickering Ward. Auto this. It's a Scry Temple. Play the Azusa. Play the Scry Temple. Curse Totem. Activated abilities of creatures can't be activated. I don't think we need that one. Whip Silk. Path of Exile. Path of Exile is helpful. We can shoot the Tergrid if some stuff starts going down. Let's play the Idyllic Tutor. See if there's anything cool we can get. There's a Helix Pinnacle in here. Nice. Arasta is probably a good idea. Let's get some extra lands into play. Cast the Whip Silk. Make sure that we don't die to stuff. 24 cards in library. Yeah, pass like that. Oh, wait. I think we're supposed to play the Gemstone Caverns. Whoops. Thaumatic Compass. Yorion. Enters battlefield. Exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those to the battlefield at the next end step. So, more spirits? Yeah, we might just have to mash creatures together. I mean, we could try to get to the Approach the Second Sun. It's a lot of clicking. honestly, to get there. Takes a while. Some 1/1s. Yeah, opponent's got a 5/5 coming our way. We're at 48. I think we could take it. Decks like this make me think that I really need to be running Rule of Law in a lot more of my decks. Hoping to pick up a few of those before Vegas, too. Because Rule of Law shuts down what this deck wants to do pretty well. Demonic Tutor. Arasta. Do they go board wipe or do they go discard? What are they going for? Oh, we should have blocked for the Luminarch Ascension. Whoops. Didn't think about that. Fraying Omnipotence. Each player loses half their life and discards half the cards in their hand. Sacrifices. Yeah, we're going to Path to Exile that Turgid. Yeah, the Ranar triggered right there, and I don't think it's supposed to. They got an extra spirit out of it. Fraying Omnipotence, huh? Half their life. Discards half the cards. We need to discard 3 cards. We'll discard the land, the board wipe, and the Return to Dust. Sacrifice 1/2 of our creatures. Which ones do we need? Oh, I don't want to sacrifice that one because it's got the thing on. Well, we've got the other one, though. Yeah, it's fine. Get rid of it. Azusa's still pretty useful. Get rid of the 1/1, the 1/2s, and I guess just a bunch of these. I mean, Sean's going to be at 5, so we don't have that far to go. It's a nice try by Fish. It'd be pretty ridiculous if that got off with the Turgid in play. Brings it back to our turn. Reprobation. Let's go to combat. So the 2 1/1s over to Fish, the Flyers at Sean. This should do it. Opponent blocks with everything they got. Oh, they'd already lost half their life, so they're at 10. They didn't go to 5 like I thought they would. They're going to Spires 1, yep. They survive at 2. Should have sent the Spider. I guess they get one more crack at it. Fish goes down, though. Yorion our way. If that last card isn't a board wipe, they're in trouble. We'll block. Start working toward this Luminarch Ascension just in case. End hostilities. Destroy all creatures and all permanents attached to creatures. Let's bounce this. It was the board wipe. Yeah, we're getting cleaned out again. Commander to the command zone. We can Hall of Heliod's Generosity something back. Probably get the Arasta. Ranar coming back. Luminarch Ascension trigger at the end step. Put Arasta back on top. Yes to the Luminarch Ascension. Draw the Arasta. Cast our commander. Cast the Herald. Cast the Rasta. Trigger the stuff. There's Approach the Second Sun. Don't know. Yeah, we don't have the mana to cast it twice, but here we go. At least I don't think we do anyway. No, we definitely don't. There's an Approach the Second Sun. Flickering Ward. And we'll pass like that. There's the Esper Sentinel. Oh, probably could have played the Esper Sentinel. He's on 0 cards, though. Yep, it's a land. He scoops it right there, sees the approach. Yep. Green is OP. Honestly, I can't believe that they would print this thing at 2 mana. It should probably be like a 4 mana commander. It's just so strong. We had so much ramp in our opener. We were so far ahead of our opponents just all game. We had so much mana, and it's just hard to compete with that. And Sanctum Weaver also takes this deck to a whole nother level. Basically, Sarah's Sanctum. Why it got shifted to green, I have no idea. But yeah, just allows you to make crazy amounts of mana. And you can do everything, right? Mana isn't a resource you care about once you have a few things going with this deck. It's so wild. We didn't actually see that much Stax. I was expecting a little more Stax. We never saw the Root Maze. An early Root Maze just makes decks fall apart. Super, super nasty. But the Rest in Peace did quite a bit. It did hurt us a little bit at points too, but it also shut down our opponent's stuff. So definitely a lot of impact from the Rest in Peace that game. But yeah, the deck played extremely well. We didn't even have a Soul Ring or a Mana Crypt at the start, just Wild Growth and Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, that type of stuff, and just absolutely wild. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.